Hi Taurus, thanks for tuning into my channel. A themed reading entitled What Do They Regret? It will be a 3-card spread for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Having a look to see what someone romantically special to you or was romantically special to you once upon a time. If they are regretting anything about you, your connection, your relationship, your marriage, etc. You may or may not be in contact with this person, Taurus, but hopefully there is something here that can be revealing as to any regrets they may be having about that, okay, about how things ended or their behavior in the relationship or anything of that nature. So if you enjoyed this content, please feel free to leave behind a like, a share, subscribe. That would be very much appreciated. Otherwise, let's have a look and see. Taurus, what do they regret? Okay, let's start off with the Moon card. This can be a sign of Cancer, so I'm not sure if some of you are dealing with the Cancer, or it may be applicable if they were a Cancer here. But look, nonetheless, the Moon card can indicate anxiety, uncertainty, and the subconscious. Can also be the past, okay? Because Cancer energy holds on to their attachments. They tend to whip a dead horse. They're quite sentimental and tend to revisit anything that evoked any sort of emotion within them. So for a lot of you, it can be that this person was too emotional, too clingy, either too protective or too closed off, or in fact that they still had attachments, okay? They regret still being attached to someone else, like an ex or someone else. They weren't emotionally available as they would have liked to have been when the two of you connected. Of course, this may or may not apply for all of you, but I feel like with the Moon card, the fact that the boat is here, the boat is protection. So I don't know if someone regrets protecting themselves, but in the process pushing you away, Taurus. You may have found that to be quite frustrating in the relationship or in the connection. I don't know if the boat signifies something to do with distance, long distance, culture, differences in religion, moving away, walking away. This person could really be regretting moving emotionally away from you in that sense. I don't know if this is a distance thing, as I said, but it can be, because the Moon can represent divine feminine, it can be things like compassion, tenderness, care, creativity. They regret not showing you that they care, or they regret not showing enough compassion or enough tenderness or even empathy. Maybe they weren't very empathetic whilst you were together, and they're definitely coming to regret that emotional hiccup at this point in time. They also have the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is, you can see this figure here, this sort of tree person emerging from the woods, camouflaged with his wand trying to guide him, and he's almost being sneaky or trying to be undetected. I don't know if he feels threatened, but he's putting his wand in front of him to protect him. So in essence, the Nine of Wands can be read as someone having their guard up, or someone being protective or possessive, or someone very quick to deflect. And I feel like with the Nine of Wands, he's a hesitant or skeptical person or figure, because he's so protective over something. So I don't know if this person regrets that they had their guard up or barriers up when you were connected. Could be a fire sign because the Wands represent fire, and Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo. Taurus, this could also be the fact that the Nine of Wands is coming up. This person was very quick to shut you down on certain things, opinions, ideas, expectations, or they always second guess things. They never just went with them. I don't know if this is emotional insecurity speaking on their behalf, but it could be that they were capricious. Okay, they were always. It could even be suspicious energy. Maybe they, because of past trauma or events or certain relationship circumstances that happened to them, as a result they acted a certain way with you. The Wands is all about the physical action, and I feel like this person is really coming to regret that now, and doesn't feel too good about the way they acted, but it's more to do with physical action. Shutting you down, I think, is the biggest thing that they're struggling to deal with, or they're I don't know if it's shutting down prospects. I don't know if it's moving away. You can see that, you know, he walks through this forest. He's almost looking to the boat. Is he wanting to escape too soon? I don't know if someone is regretting leaving altogether or is regretting not giving something 110% because of walls, of barriers, of emotional things that came up for them. I don't know if it was another person as well. You know, the Three of Chalices is here. Can point to a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Three of Chalices can be a third party situation because there's a three people dynamic in these cards here. It is seen as a card of celebration and enjoyment. So it's either that this person didn't take things seriously enough and it was very surface level for them. It could be that they regret still acting single or acting available. When the two of you, whether you were exclusive or not, there may be some regret into enjoying other parts of their life and not really enjoying your time together, whether it's dates or connecting or when you spoke together, if it was long distance. It could be that they may be living with some sort of regret here because they failed to do that when the both of you were together. I do feel like in some ways this person got scared. You can see that they're dancing and they're in their element. I think this is more applicable for those Taurians where things were going really well, but this person, they got scared. I feel like this character here turns away from the enjoyment and the happiness that the Three of Chalices brings. And as a result, he moves away. And what does he move to? The moon, the subconscious, anxiety, water. This is all about emotion. And that boat is going to travel right up that stream. And it's very powerful. It's a very powerful pull. So I don't know if this is like anxiousness or depression or just other psychological factors that push this person in. But I feel they were quick to leave, quick to judge, or quick to deflect a situation, quick to say no, quick to disagree. Whether or not it had something to do with your actions, Taurus, whether or not it was something that they were struggling with even before you had met or connected romantically, it's hard to say. Obviously, every situation is different. But I think from the dynamic that I'm seeing in the cards here, I think things were getting really good. I think you seem to be at a happy place with this person, but they didn't see it that way. So I think there is some major regret about something about attitude. They may have regret thinking a certain way, perceiving things a certain way. It could be that their attitude blocked this. There could have been mental or emotional blocks for this person, and that's the sort of regret they're living with. Again, if it is a third party with the three women dancing in the cards here, I don't know if this person had work or an ex or someone else they were attached to. It could even be that they were regretting getting involved with you if you weren't emotionally available, if you still had an ex contacting you or an ex you were still showing interest in some way, shape or form. You know, it could have been some red flags, some things that they knew. No, I think it's more to do with this person regrets leaving without a proper explanation. Because the moon is mysticism, the moon is mystery, it's there's something very peculiar, it's something we don't understand, it's mystery, it's emotion, it's the border between the conscious and the subconscious. So I really feel someone could be regretting leaving without fully understanding what was happening, what was going on, or fully acknowledging how they felt. So I do feel like it's someone that was regretting leaving so quickly, or leaving on a whim, or leaving without explaining themselves, or leaving without giving you the chance to explain things or hear your side of the story or hear what you felt or thought in the moment. And I think that's a major regret for them now. Could they connect? There could be, because I think there's a very strong attachment still. Whether or not they actually do is a different story, but I hope for your sake, Taurus, this has given you a little bit of clarity, potentially into their situation. So thank you again for tuning in. And if you have enjoyed this content, please feel free to leave behind a like, a share, or a subscribe. That would be much appreciated. Otherwise, I do hope you have a lovely March, and we'll catch up very soon. Thanks again, Taurus, and bye for now.